could actually find a lot of information. Like, even though the censorship now is out of control, but if you were looking for stuff back in the day, 5-6 years ago, 10 years ago, and long before that, decades ago, you could find the information if you were looking for it. It wasn't censored because nobody was looking for it, so they didn't bother having to censor it. Now the issue is that there's so much disinformation that all of, like, the newbies and people who are just waking up are, like, lost between what's actually disinformation and what's true. And they just don't have enough experience, honestly, in this disclosure game to really understand, like, how to discern things. So we're kind of noticing that and finding a lot now, I feel, of, like, more of what's really going on behind the scenes, and it has nothing to do with, like, all this, I feel like, distraction disclosure stuff. Like,
yeah. I feel like we've been told so many things that weren't true in our lives, and of course, like, 9/11 was a big one that kicked off, like, people's awakening of, like, something not being right on the planet, there being an inside job, and that really sparked the conspiracy theory movement, which led to Q, which led to where we are now. And back then, like Aurora was saying, where you didn't have the conspiracy theories, which are just, you know, truths that have been slowly coming out, blasted through the mainstream media, which has been, you know, the opposite kind of war tactic propaganda.
Lines up with timelines with Mom is that this woman was a DNA match, and that at a certain point in time, years ago, when the Galactics actually took over the quantum financial system, they appointed her as the trustee based on DNA match. We feel this goes along with what Mom has shared, that she had many possible vessels that she could have incarnated into, and that those vessels still hold her DNA, just as we hold her DNA, to be caretakers of this quantum financial system. Like, they made it very clear in a lot of their videos, they have no control. And if they have no control over the money, guess what? They have no control over fucking anything.
That's what Mom always said. Like,
if you don't control the money,
hamster.
Yeah.
The hamster wheel. Like, yeah, you take the hamster out, but the wheel's still going. Mom's been saying that, and we've been saying that on streams since 2018. Like, our first streams. Like, we use that analogy. And I feel like David Wilcock has mentioned the same thing of, like, keeping the illusion going as, like, the fake grid. Yeah, and it's like, we've said this so many times, and I feel like it's just one more confirm, especially because a lot of people still do feel like, you know, the cabal exists.
Yeah, that the cabal are able to, like, lie to us, steal from us. In a way, they can attempt to, but they can only be successful, basically, if you allow them to be. If you manifest it, if you turn it over to them. In actually
coming. There's nobody coming that's going to knock on your door and be like, it's time for you to do this. Like, you have to do it.